Welcome to this deep dive. This one's on walking meditation. We're going to be looking at an excerpt from a larger text on meditation. And this section kind of zeroes in on walking meditation, which is pretty fascinating. It's kind of like a bridge between the stillness of traditional meditation and, the hustle and bustle of daily life.
Yeah, it's really cool how walking meditation allows you to cultivate like a sense of calm. Even while your body is in motion, it challenges the notion that stillness is only achievable when you're sitting.
Exactly. It's like mindfulness on the go. Now the source material dives right into the practicalities and outlines two main methods: walking back and forth on a designated path, and then incorporating mindfulness into a regular stroll. So there's flexibility, depending on your preference and environment.
Yeah, the first method. Walking a structured container for your practice. The source recommends finding a level path, about 20 to 70 paces long. A peaceful spot in nature, your backyard, or even a quiet hallway could work.
The key is choosing a space where you can walk without bumping into things or having to adjust your course. I've tried walking meditation in a cluttered room, and let me tell you, it was more of an obstacle course than a mindful experience.
Yeah, I can imagine. The text emphasizes choosing a straight path, if possible. But it also acknowledges that sometimes you have to adapt to your surroundings, like an L-shaped or a U-shaped path can work too.
Okay, cool. The source also provides some guidance on posture. Those little details that can really make a difference. Suggests clasping your hands gently in front or behind you, letting your arms hang comfortably, and doing a quick body scan to make sure you feel balanced and aligned. Then you close your eyes.
Okay.
And this is where the internal work begins.
Yeah.
The source emphasizes focusing on the breath, particularly in the torso. This helps anchor your attention and avoid getting swept away by thoughts. Like a million miles an hour.
Right. Makes sense.
It's like choosing a physical anchor for your mind, something tangible to return to when your attention wanders. The source recommends choosing a point along the center line of your torso. And it mentions that focusing on your head can make it harder to connect with the physical sensation of walking. It's almost like you get stuck in the mental realm.
Precisely. And if you find it challenging to settle into that stillness in your torso right away, don't worry. You can start by tuning into the movement of your legs and feet.
Okay. It's like easing your mind into the practice as you feel more grounded. You can shift your focus to that central point in your torso. And the source mentions the importance of breathing in a way that makes that chosen spot feel comfortable and open.
Right. It's not about forcing the breath, but allowing it to flow naturally, nourishing that point of focus. Then you open your eyes, gaze straight ahead, and begin walking at a normal or slightly slower pace.
Okay. It's not about speed, but about maintaining that internal connection as you move. And each time you reach the end of your path, you pause for a moment to recenter your focus.
Yeah. It's like a gentle reset button, bringing your attention back to the present moment. Now let's talk about why this seemingly simple practice can be so profound. One of the key benefits of walking meditation is that it helps develop concentration. You're balancing your attention on the breath, the act of walking and staying aware of your surroundings without getting lost in thought.
That's a lot to juggle. It sounds like a workout for your attention span. Is that why so many people say walking meditation helps them focus better in their daily lives?
Exactly. By practicing this focused attention in a structured setting, you're essentially training your mind to stay present and resist distractions, a skill that can be incredibly valuable in our increasingly demanding world. Those moments when you're trying to work on a project and find yourself scrolling through social media.
Oh, tell me about it. I can definitely relate to that. So walking meditation is like building that mental muscle to gently redirect our attention back to the task at hand.
Precisely. And it also helps you become more aware of how easily thoughts can hijack your attention. When those thoughts inevitably arise, you simply stop walking, recenter your focus, and then continue.
It's like you're becoming an observer of your own thought patterns, noticing those distractions without judgment.
Right.
And gently guiding your attention back to the present moment.
Right. And what's fascinating is that this practice can actually change your relationship with those distracting thoughts. The more you practice noticing them without getting carried away, the less power they have over you.
That's a really empowering insight. It's not about eliminating thoughts altogether, but about learning to navigate them with more skill and awareness.
Yeah. It's like creating a space between you and your thoughts. which allows you to choose how you want to respond, rather than just like
And
being
you're-
automatically reactive.
That makes a lot of sense. But what about those times when you can't find a quiet path to walk back and forth on? I mean, not all of us have access to like a Zen garden or a secluded forest trail.
Right. That's where the second method comes in, going for a mindful stroll. This is about bringing that same quality of awareness to a more everyday activity, like walking to the store, or even just strolling around your neighborhood.
Okay, so how do we make sure it's actually a walking meditation and not just well walking?
Right. There are a few key distinctions. First, choose a route and time where you can minimize distractions. It doesn't have to be completely secluded, but try to avoid places where you'll be tempted to stop and chat or get caught up in external stimuli.
So maybe not the bustling shopping mall on a Saturday afternoon.
Probably not the best choice. A quiet park, a residential street, or even just a few laps around your office building could work. The key is to set an intention for mindfulness, even in a less than ideal environment.
And the source mentions a few preparatory steps before you set off on your stroll.
Yes. It's helpful to take a moment to ground yourself, just like you would with the path walking technique. Align your body, bring your attention to your chosen point for focusing on the breath, and visualize that full bowl of water.
You know, I'm really curious about that analogy. What does it actually feel like to walk with that full bowl of water in mind?
It's about cultivating a sense of grace and balance in your movements, a quality of presence and intention in each step. Imagine you're carrying a bowl filled to the brim, and you don't want to spill a single drop.
Okay, I can see how that would encourage you to move with a sense of awareness and care, almost like a moving meditation in itself.
Exactly. It's about noticing the subtle shifts in your body as you walk, feeling the contact of your feet with the ground, and moving with a sense of fluidity and ease.
So as you're walking, you're essentially maintaining that focus on the breath and gently recentering yourself whenever your attention wanders. It's like finding that balance between being present in your body and observing the world around you.
And that's a skill that can be so beneficial in everyday life. Think about how often we rush through our days on autopilot, completely disconnected from our bodies and our surroundings.
Oh, absolutely. I know I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I'll get to work and not even remember the drive.
Yeah. Walking meditation can help us break free from that pattern. It's about waking up to the present moment, noticing the details we might otherwise miss, and appreciating the simple act of walking.
It's like turning an ordinary walk into an opportunity for mindful exploration. Now, the source also offers some general tips for incorporating walking meditation into your life, regardless of which technique you choose.
Yes, for example, while walking meditation is often practiced after a period of sitting meditation, the source acknowledges that some people find it beneficial to do it beforehand.
So it's really about finding what works best for you, tuning into your own rhythms and preferences.
Exactly. There's no right or wrong way to approach it. And speaking of finding what works best, the source specifically recommends practicing walking meditation after meals.
That's interesting. Is that just to help with digestion, or is there something more to it?
Well, on a practical level, walking after meals can aid digestion and prevent that post-lunch slump. But from a mindfulness perspective, it's about bringing awareness to the experience of eating and how it affects your body and mind. You know how sometimes, after a big meal, we tend to feel sluggish or mentally foggy?
Oh yeah, I definitely know that feeling.
Well, instead of reaching for another cup of coffee or zoning out in front of a screen, try taking a 10-minute mindful walk. You might be surprised at how much more energized and clear-headed you feel. It's like you're consciously shifting your energy and attention, instead of letting your body dictate your state of mind.
That's such a great point. It's like we're taking control of our post-meal experience instead of letting it control us. And the source also highlights this really fascinating idea, the skill of spreading awareness and comfort throughout your body while you're walking. It sounds like something that could be really helpful, even beyond the context of meditation.
Absolutely. It's not just about the minutes you spend formally meditating. It's about cultivating a sense of awareness and ease that you can carry with you throughout your day, no matter what you're doing.
So how can we actually practice this spreading awareness technique? I'm picturing someone walking down the street with their arms outstretched, radiating good vibes.
That's a fun image, but it's actually a much more subtle practice. As you're walking, simply bring your attention to the sensations in your body. Notice the contact of your feet with the ground, the movement of your legs and arms, the feeling of the air on your skin. And as you become aware of these sensations, see if you can gently expand your awareness to encompass your entire body.
So it's like we're moving from a narrow focus on one specific point, like the breath, to a broader awareness of our whole physical being.
Exactly. And the amazing thing is that as you practice this, you might start to notice a sense of ease and spaciousness spreading throughout your body. It's like you're creating more space for yourself, both physically and mentally.
That's such a beautiful concept. It's like we're literally embodying that sense of spaciousness and ease.
And what's really intriguing is that the skill of spreading awareness and comfort throughout your body, it can actually have a ripple effect on your emotional well-being. When you're more attuned to your physical sensations, you're also more likely to notice like subtle shifts in your emotions.
So instead of getting swept away by like a wave of anxiety or frustration, you might be able to catch it early on and choose like a more skillful response.
Precisely. It's like you're developing a greater capacity for self-regulation, both physically and emotionally. And the source mentions that as you become more proficient at walking meditation, you can start paying attention to how the breath energies flow through your body.
Breath energies. Now that sounds intriguing. What exactly does that mean?
Yeah, it's about taking your awareness to a deeper level. You're still maintaining that primary focus on your toes and point, whether it's the breath in the torso or the movement of your feet. But you're also expanding your awareness to notice how the breath sensations move and change throughout your body as you walk.
So it's like you're becoming more attuned to the subtle nuances of your inner experience.
Exactly. The source even suggests, like making a game of it, seeing how quickly you can shift from a focused awareness on one spot to a broader awareness throughout your entire body, and then observing how long you can maintain that expanded awareness as you continue walking.
It's like a mindfulness challenge. I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into walking meditation, it seems like the key takeaway is that it's so much more than just a physical activity. It's a practice that can help us cultivate a deeper sense of presence, awareness, and even well-being that extends far beyond the meditation session itself.
Absolutely. It's about bringing that quality of mindfulness into every aspect of our lives, from the way we walk, to the way we eat, to the way we interact with the world around us.
It's like we're learning to live more intentionally, to savor each moment, and to find that sense of inner peace and stillness, even amidst the chaos of daily life.
And what I find particularly inspiring is that walking meditation is a practice that anyone can do, regardless of their age, physical ability, or experience with meditation. It's a simple yet profound way to connect with ourselves and the world around us.
It's like we all have this incredible tool available to us, and it's as simple as putting one foot in front of the other. So as we leave you with this thought, we encourage you to try incorporating walking meditation into your own life. Experiment with the different techniques we've discussed and see what resonates with you. And as you walk, remember to breathe, to notice, and to savor the present moment. You might be surprised at what you discover. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.